I'm here with
Jay Shea.
What do you do for a living?
I am the founder of an Indigenous non-profit called Odewin.
How long have you been doing this?
We are in our third year.
What made you decide to get into this?
I was living in York region and I did a lot of traveling to connect to community, culture and ceremony, and then became the realization that the Indigenous community wasn't an underserved community in York region. And so instead of complaining about it, we set out to change it.
What were you doing prior to doing this?
I was one of the co-founders of a recruitment firm called Prospects Plus. We helped high growth, well-funded startups scale their teams. Our bread and butter was software engineers. We did that for nearly a decade. One of my first offices was here in Liberty Village. It's where my career started before we ended up founding our own company.
How much were you making when you were doing that?
On the low end, $100,000. High end was in the twos. We had a team, a bunch of money that was reinvested to make sure that we took care of them as well. Our company would do between $2 and $3 million a year in annual recurring revenue.
What was the driving force for you leaving a successful business as well as a fairly high salary to go out and start a nonprofit?
It was the realization that I think a lot of these gifts that we're giving as people are often just wrapped around the chase of money. Just because you make a lot of money doesn't mean you have the happiness around it. Sometimes money doesn't always feel like it's enough. And watching community members not thrive and realization that I was given some gifts, I thought I could use those to, help others. The truth is, while we set out to impact the Indigenous community, the biggest impact I think we've had was on the non-Indigenous community. And while I was focused on money for a good part of my life, impact is my new currency.
What would you say to someone that's starting out their career and is early? Just one piece of advice or a sentence that you would want to leave them with.
Focus on delivering a great experience. The money will follow.